Okay guys, welcome back to part 2. So in part 1 you saw how we were able to take a mould of a horse's foot. We were then able to cast it using liquid plastic, and then a couple of days after it was allowed to set, I then showed you what it was like. So in today's video, so for part 2, we are going to trim it. In order to trim, we're going to quickly go over foot mapping once again. We're going to foot map it, we're going to trim it, we're going to size up a shoe, fit the shoe, nail it on, finish it off totally, give it a good polish, so make this a nice trophy specimen, and it's going to go to one of you guys. So again, there's 3 simple things you have to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel first off. Number 2, just like this video or like any one of my videos. Number 3, share one of them. Share them on any social media you like, but please do share them, and then just drop me a comment in any other videos. Just let me know that you've shared it, and I'll enter you in to win this trophy specimen. So let's get straight to it. Let's pick up where we left off in the last video. So enjoy this one, guys. Right, okay, let's take this out. The mould over there. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to map this so I can trim it. Then we'll size up a shoe, fit the shoe, nail it on, and then we'll polish it up. So, okay, so to map it, if you haven't already seen how to map, I'll drop a link in one of these corners here or here on how to foot map. Okay, so we have our pen and you need a ruler. So we want to go right down the center of the frog, right through the central sulci of the frog, through the apex and up to the toe. We go from our heel origins, which are there, and you want to be parallel to your center line. Same on both sides. Find your heel origin. It's originating, and it's your heel origin, not your heel buttress. So it's where the heel originates. The slight problem with this, because we took it from a barefoot horse, a horse will naturally wear its own breakover into its foot. So if I was just to hold that there, you can see this area here between my 2 fingers, where it's naturally created this rolled edge, this sort of beveled edge, and that is as the foot goes to break over, before it actually leaves the ground, get that point of where the horse will naturally wear, and it tends to be to the outside of the toe. So we've got that here, which is going to actually be quite difficult to fit to with the shoe, especially with a shoe with a toe clip. Yeah, so we'll just have to see. So that's a problem we're going to have to come across in a little while. What we want to do now is just draw a line across the toe pillars. It's probably best if I just go from here. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to go from toe pillar to the origin of the heel. Same on both sides. So they go from the toe pillars to either contralateral heel area, and what they should create is this point in the middle here, this area here, and we know, if you've watched that other video, as our center of rotation, and it should correspond to the widest part of the foot. So if we now draw a line right the way across here, now got our widest part of the foot. Okay, so that's the foot mapped. So what we want to do now is trim, to actually just trim this foot up, and we want to do it, we want to complement all this. So we want to make sure this is our widest part, so we don't take anything in here, we keep this as the widest part. We bring this wall in, just dress this wall nice, even thickness all the way around. We bring our heels so that they're level, they're back to the widest part of the frog, level, balanced. So I'll do that now. Okay, so I think we need to go. So see how just by lowering this, this would have been our inside heel, we're actually just bringing it down so we can get a nice flat level. And you can see that the rasp is just starting to come into contact with areas of the frog here. Don't forget, as the horse loads this foot, that frog will descend slightly towards the ground, so we don't want to take it completely, we don't want the frog to protrude higher than the wall, but we want it to be on a level plane. So we want the wall and the frog to all be level, so when you do apply that shoe, you allow that frog to just descend slightly and not be overloaded. Okay, so we're pretty much trimmed up now. So I've trimmed it up now, the heels are back here. The widest part I've maintained is here where we've located on the foot mapping. And the only other problem I've got now is still with this toe. Because it is a beveled toe, I'm just wondering how I'm going to fit my shoe. So yeah, so I think we're ready to now start fitting and shaping the shoe. Okay, so because this was a thoroughbred's foot, I'm going to fit it with a typical shoe that we would fit to racehorses, and that would be the King Steel. And it's made by a company called Kirkart, and they're a very nice shoe to use, good quality shoe. It's seated out around the inner solar margin, nice strong clips. It's a lightweight section, concave section, plenty of nail holes, well spaced. The downside to this shoe is a little bit hard. You do get some softer steel shoes. The benefit of a softer steel shoe would be that it absorbs a little bit more concussion. These are quite hard. You can soften them by heating them up in the forge and then just slowly cooling them down. But as a standard shoe, it's a good training shoe. It's a good sort of steel shoe. So what we do now is basically we have a selection of different types of shoes. So we have a 3, a 4 and a 5, and we'll size the shoe up thinking what's going to be the closest match. You're looking at heel coverage. So this is the 3. You can see straight away that this is not going to be sufficient enough to give you enough length to cover those heels. So the 3 is no good. Now if we come to the 4, again, the 4 is not going to give us enough length at all. So the 5. So it's a little bit wider than the foot. So once we close that up, we knock it together a little bit. It'll give us a little bit more length. We'll straighten up these branches because this is not an overly bold foot. It's quite straight in these quarters here. Definitely straighten them heel quarters. So once we've straightened it up, I think we'll gain enough length to cover them heels at the back there. So I'll just shape it up, fit it up, and see how we get on. What I want to do is I want to close it up a little bit first, so just give it a couple of taps together, just like that. And bring it together. I think the 5 is going to be plenty long enough. Okay, so what I've just tried to do is to put a roll onto this shoe because this foot is worn, it's beveled its toe off. I want to put that into the shoe. So as you can see, I've just beveled it. So that leading edge has been knocked over to try and replicate what the foot's done to itself naturally. You can see that sort of angle it's put on there. So it's worn that angle on. So what I want to do is I want to replicate that with the shoe as best I possibly can. Okay guys, so we're getting somewhere now. So I've had to cut the clip in, really give it a good set toe. Look at that set toe. So it's a really good angle on there, just to sort of fit onto that foot, otherwise it just wouldn't. We would have had a big air gap in between it. Okay, so we just want to bevel the edges of the shoe just to make sure there's no sharp edges. And then to mark where I'm going to put my nails, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill these holes so that when we apply the shoe and the nails go in, the holes are already pre-drilled. The side of the wall, both sides, so we're just going to undercut them now and then fold them down, and these are what we refer to as our clenches. And then to finish off, we just smooth them off with the rasp. Hey guys, okay, so it's all finished now. I've done a nice little bit of artwork on the bottom here just to sort of highlight all these areas when you map the foot, which you're trying to sort of correlate them across and sort of aid in the trim. Plus it looks nice on the bottom. The sole surface was a little bit dirty, especially after fitting the shoe and nailing it on. So finished it off well. I'm going to keep that on there as a little bit of a feature. The shoe's fitted, nailed on, clenched up, polished up. It's nice and smooth all the way around. You can see how our set toe is on this toe here. We've stuck with the toe clip. The shoe fits well. Happy with how it's come out. So yeah, I am going to give this away to one of you guys. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the video, and just drop me a comment below. Let me know you've done them 3 things, and I'll enter you in to win this. I'll let you know who wins the hoof in probably my next video, so be sure to check that one out when it comes up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on another video. Take care, guys.